What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, girl? How you doing?
OMG, your intro was having me jamming.
Boy, who you telling? Once I can get them to stop flagging these copyrights, we're gonna be in there.
Okay.
Look, I'm still trying to get that AO song because I'm still jamming.
Yes, girl.
Welcome everybody to Business Entanglements, where we talk about what's not really being talked about. I think it's important as business owners that we have some type of heads up. We get to see what people have experienced, and we just gonna bring it all to the table.
Just like
So,
that.
Tiff, I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
All right. Hey guys, Tiffany, TKO Overby. I am the owner and founder of TK Overby Business Consulting, where our mission is to build your brand and serve your business. I am a marketing manager, a graphic designer. I've got my master's in marketing and my master's in organizational leadership. I social media manage K-12's TikTok and Instagram channel. I've got small business clients that I do social media management and marketing for. And I'm excited to be here. Autumn, you know you are my girl, so I am so excited to be here with you. I'm excited to talk tonight about the topic you have for us and just, get down and dirty with it.
How long have you been an entrepreneur?
So I have been a full-time entrepreneur since October of 2018.
Hmm. So you've seen a lot, experienced a lot, obviously tons of lessons, so we definitely gonna talk about it.
Yeah, man. As much education that I have, that's still not enough to go through the experiences and to prepare yourself for some of the things that just happens in business.
Look, you spoke a whole mouthful. Definitely want to shout out everybody tuning in and watching. Once again, my name is Autumn, ADQMSOlutions, and One Bridge Connect. So I've been, haven't even been in entrepreneurship for like one full year, like full time. I just hit it starting April. So next year, April, I guess, obviously I'll hit the 1 year mark, but I'm definitely involved in a lot. So I'm trying to make sure I share because nobody really shared with me at all. So I want to shout Jay. He's tuned in. He's watching. What
Hey,
up? Jay?
brother.
He had his show earlier, so we basically, what I'm saying, we kind of going neck and neck. Look, the support is real. So thank you
Yes.
again, Jay. My girl Selena. So y'all think StreamYard, like I'm the StreamYard guru, right? She actually is the one that put me on to StreamYard. So she's in South
Thank you,
Florida.
girl.
Awesome. She's amazing. So I gotta connect because Tiff, you're gonna love her as well.
Yes.
Brianna, what's up? All right. So we're gonna talk about it. It's just business. So how often is it that people don't understand it's just business? They wear their feelings on their shoulder like way too close, or they operating out of their heart. So I'll let you chime in on the subject because Tip, this subject actually came from you. So the
Yes.
last live.
So, why I thought about this subject and why it's been on my heart is because I'm an entrepreneur. My husband's an entrepreneur and he's in the music industry. Majority of my friends now are entrepreneurs. So, where do we draw the line of personal and business? Where do we say, okay, girl, you my girl, but it's just business. All right. Where can we say that and not lose a friendship? Or on the flip side of that, why try to create a friendship or make things personal when it should just be business? That line has to be clear and that line has to be drawn. And at times, it can be very, very hard for us as entrepreneurs to learn what that line looks like.
I definitely agree. I've been on so many sides of that line. I've always done like a side hustle, just something on the side. And I always said business and friendship is separate, right? Like there's this clear boundary, like we're going to separate the two of them. But it got personal when I presented the opportunity to you and it was directly tied to me. But then it changed when you basically may have screwed me over in business and now I'm in my emotions and I'm reacting off the emotion, but I can't separate the two. But then people show you a different side of them when working with them in business. I'm like, why do I need you or want you as a friend? It's so many ways to where sometimes you just have to be able to observe. And I think vetting is a big thing too, because we see them signs, we just don't really want to believe them.
Yep. Vetting is huge. Vetting and researching. We take that lightly when we jump into partnerships with other people, just because at the moment we're really excited. The conversation is really good. There's a lot of passion there, so there's a lot of emotions that kind of guide our partnerships. And then you get back home, you take a minute, all of the hype dies down, and you're like, wait a minute. Do I really need to do this? And I mean, we've got to get to that point earlier in our decision making to decide whether this should be personal, whether this should be business. Or my husband likes to say all the time, everyone is put into your life for a reason, a season, and there are a few people that are put in your life for a lifetime. And that goes with business as well.
That is true. Because not everybody needs to be with you or going to whatever journey you're leading to.
Yeah.
As you grow, if they're not really growing with you or willing to, I'm not sure the attachment is necessarily needed. Luke pointed out a couple of days ago that I kept saying the word attachment a lot recently. Because too, it's a little hard when you attach yourself with someone and you're still balancing, you can't decide, do I preserve it? I want to stay loyal because the friendship is loyal, right? To me, that is really big. If I say I'm your friend, we say we sisters, loyalty is everything to me. But in business, it's like another form of loyalty in itself, because now I have to protect myself and I have to remove all feelings. In the chamber, Carlton said something, it stood with me the whole way through. In business, there's no heart. And I'm like, how can I operate if I ain't got no heart? Because I'm doing it from the heart. So do you believe in the same thing? There's no heart, or?
So I don't believe that. And personally, I feel that is a statement that's easier said and swallowed by men, because men are not emotionally wired as women are. So when we as women become business owners, that doesn't change the fact that we're still women. That doesn't change the fact that we still have feelings and emotions. So when we get involved in business, a lot of us get involved with our heart first, and we get hurt. We get taken advantage of. Things just don't go our way. We lose money. But I don't feel like I would be who I am if I didn't follow my heart at times. Now, you can't do it all the time. And again, that's that line that we're talking about. You've got to balance it. You got to find where that line is. But I can't take my heart out of my business. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the business that I have today.
It takes the passion out of it. If I remove the heart, it takes the passion out. So when we talk about drawing the line and not reacting in emotion, like, let's talk about some experiences that maybe that we've seen, not firsthand, that have been applied to us, but how people reacted off of emotion and lost the two, maybe a friendship and their business at the same time.
Right. So, I mean, right now in the season that I'm in, a lot of the partnerships and things that I'm getting involved in are coming from your recommendations, from who you are to me. I look at you not only as my friend, as my sister, but as my accountability partner, as my business coach. I always tell people business coaches need business coaches.
Right.
And so you being that for me, I follow your lead on a lot of things, and we get involved in a lot of things, and some of those things go the way we want them to, and some of them things don't go the way we want them to. But what I love about our level of communication and transparency is if you see red flags, we see red flags, we're like, girl, we gotta go.
Yeah.
And you can't fight against that. You can't fight against what those red flags. Someone said on your post earlier, if they see orange flags, I liked when she said that. Don't even let me get all the way to the red. If I start to see yellow and orange, then let's take a break.
I definitely agree. I've seen so many times in business, people, you have this as a business owner, right? As a small business owner, I have the regular me, right? The one that has a family, has kids. I go through day-to-day things, personal things going on. Then I have the people in business that actually work with me. They look for me. They depend on me, and then I have the balance in between the two. But unfortunately, you may see an attitude roll over when it don't need to roll over to the other side, right? And vice versa. So I have to work on like my resting face, different things like that, because you don't ever want to bring it to the table at work, but I'm behind the scenes. I ain't worried. I'm getting paid regardless.
Right.
So there's so many things I have to change of what's going on, because I don't want it to reflect that that's maybe who I am when it's not. It's just I'm going through something. But my reaction towards something of someone that may hurt me or harm me or take advantage of my business, my reaction is not necessarily probably the reaction I can give on a personal level. Right. And that is sometimes where I've seen some business owners go a little way too far. Right. You're on social media blasting, you're on things like these things follow you. Like, you can't do this. You can't do it. Like, be successful.
No, and what you go online blasting other businesses for, I mean, you reap what you sow. Karma is karma, okay? So you have to be very careful with what you're putting out there in the atmosphere, period. Now, there are instances where you do need to let the general public know so-and-so is crazy, so-and-so took my money, so-and-so did not provide the services that I paid for. That's one thing. But there's a way to do that professionally.
Mm-hmm. So I'll give a few shout outs. Tammy's on. Hey, Tammy, how are you doing?
Hey, Tammy.
We got Shar watching. Hey, girl.
Hey, Shar.
We got Luke with the it. Like, look, Luke has been that balance, because I'll be like, ooh, wait a minute. Like, I'll get to the point I'll just go into a bubble. I'll just be quiet. Like, I got to observe. Like, now I'm on point. My antennas is up because I'm just in observation mode. So definitely. And then often too, some people, have you ever said the phrase to anyone, like, it's just business. Like, you ain't got to take it as seriously. I done said that a couple times too. This is business.
Right. And that me and my husband have been talking about that a lot lately, because although he is a man, he is sensitive. He's a sensitive man. He's very in tune with his feelings. So I'd be the one to be like, nah, bruh, it's just business. No, they did what? They did who? It's just business, babe. Just let them go. And the next will come along. And I find myself being able to do that easier for him than for myself, which is where the balance comes in. You got to have a team. You got to have accountability partners, because you're not going to see everything. You've got your blinders on, or you feel a certain way about a certain person, and you got to have those people who genuinely care around you that are going to open up your eyes and say, nah, that ain't right.
Right. Have you ever been, when I first started in business, like tapping into basically entrepreneur and that corporate lifestyle, almost where I'm timid to actually be upfront and honest, to actually be like, this is just business. I'm still feeling like I have to settle because I'm so worried about the relationships, but I'm taking away the value of what I have to offer and what's going on. I made a post yesterday, and the post happened actually on Sunday. So back when I first started, eager and as hungry as I am to kind of work and kind of get out there, if she wanted to pay me after, I probably would have been okay with it.
Right.
Because I was hungry for it to the extent. I'm still hungry for it, but I still know my value.
Right.
But now I'm like, no, you got to book up front. And I was transparent because Tammy had to actually check me. Tammy was like, oh, you are that beast that I know as a coach that speaks up and talks. So why are you acting like you got to bite your tongue? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, and Jay was like, did you actually say that? I was like, yeah. I was like, so it's okay for me to buy your product, pay you after I use it or after I'm satisfied with it. Like that don't work like that. If you continue that, it's going to it's just trickling on to every different place you go, who you service. And she was like, it started going in more in detail. She was burned. She had some friends she worked with, people that she knew, but everybody kind of takes that same relationship and then they bring it over into a new relationship. And I think in business and friendship, there's still relationships, but it's just going to be how I address the relationship. Like I need to be professional. There's boundaries.
Right.
So there's things that we don't want to tap into on the personal side. But if you're my friend, you got a little bit of access to kind of tap into that side.
Right.
It was an amazing sense where I was like, ooh, yeah, I don't leveled up, you know, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't never did that before. I think people tap into that and they feel that. Because believe it or not, they'll cry on their weakness.
Oh yeah. When you get new clients, especially in a service-based business like we're in, clients will try you. Like they will absolutely try you. They will push your buttons. They will see where your areas of weakness are. Those consultation sessions, they be getting as much out of it from who we are as we are trying to get out of them from who they are. So we show any level of weakness, we show any level of timidness, we show any area that they can poke at. That's what they're gonna do, and we just gotta be able to strengthen our conversations and stand on our foundation of why we in business, what we're trying to accomplish. I did one time I had a client who did that, wanted to pay me after the fact, and it was a client that was a new audience for me, which is what I was trying to do, get a new audience. And he didn't feel comfortable paying up front for the logo that I was creating. So mind you, logo services, you know, they're not the most expensive on my services that I offer. So I was like, okay, you know, it is what it is. Meet me halfway. You pay half of it up front, and then once I'm done with it, you pay the other half at the end. That turned out to be one of the worst decisions, most aggravating decisions, most drawn out, good for nothing situations, because I said yes to something that I normally would not have said yes to.
Mm. So I got a question for you. Since we're talking about the whole service aspect and the friendship aspect, when have you ever been tied to a situation that a friend maybe have referred you to and you kind of don't want to separate from, but you know you kind of need to in a way, but you still are trying to stay in between the business and the friendship? Like what have you, how did you address that? Because I'm pretty sure people have been in those situations.
I mean, yeah, it happens. I mean, it's happening right now. But you got to ask yourself, what?
Do you hear that? It's the
Yeah.
airplane. That's the airplane passing by my house
Oh.
at night.
Well,
I'm
let
like,
him.
do your
Oh,
thing, love.
God dang. You know, I be having a lot of sounds over at my house. So I'm like, what is Harmony doing?
So you hear that?
So, I mean, you got to ask yourself when you are in those positions, and you will get in those positions. You got to ask yourself what's most important. How is it following your friend or staying in the situation that your friend got you in going to get you to the goal that you were trying to reach when you got in the situation? Which one of those roads is going to get you to your goal?
And then if she's already down, or he or she's already down, guess what? Now we both down. How we both gonna help each other? Yeah. Shar, she said, I'm respectfully gonna have to decline. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if hey, this working out, it ain't working out for me. Like, somebody's got to be the bigger person.
Yeah.
Shar also,
go ahead.
She said friends should want to pay full price.
Girl.
Yeah.
You better say it, girl.
And in line.
Y'all can see a little bit in my background. I sell Mary Kay now, so this is my first product-based business that I have. So that is a huge difference from service-based businesses. But my best customer in my Mary Kay business is my mother, and my mother has no problem paying the full price that Mary Kay suggests that you pay for the product. Now, of course, after she pays so much, does so many orders, I'll give her a discount. I'll shoot her a discount, but she's not expecting it. And I wouldn't, if my mother doesn't expect that, you better know you better know you paying full price.
You just have to, so whole other one. How many times in business do we launch and say we're going to do something? We post it on our personal page. All our friends and our family support us. They say all the stuff. The day of the event or the day something comes out, it's ghost town. Like we have to stop depending because there is a boundary,
Right.
and it's a clear boundary that we definitely need to be aware of because we're trying to mix the two and it ain't gonna work.
No,
Hey,
it's not.
she tuned in.
Speak of the angel. I done spoke up. Hey, mommy.
She don't miss a lot. Like that's support.
Yeah.
It's support. And it's nothing wrong sometimes too if your friends and families don't support you in the aspect of your business. There's nothing wrong with that. I would rather them be upfront and honest. I'm gonna be honest with you because when I look to depend on it and then it's not there,
Right.
it hurts. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make sure I don't even count on it now.
No, like I know who to count on. Once you show me what you show me, I accept you for that. And it doesn't have to be, I don't like you, I don't want to deal with you. I just put you in your box. I know what to expect from you, and we good.
And nothing's wrong with that. Like you know how you can, hey, I know how to work with this person, I know how to work with this friend. It's absolutely cool, but for some reason people get so offended and they go on Facebook, they kind of they just take it to the next extreme. And it's like you ain't got to do that. You need a whole other audience because you should have never been dependent on that one to begin with. And, so Shar said, but a whole nother trial comes through. Look, she had at One Bridge, right? When I tell you, it was like the grand opening. I want to say this. The ones who expected, I guess, to come, it was her crew. They came through in volume, and it was almost in a sense, it puts a smile on your face at the same time because it's an audience you didn't even know that was actually tapped so much into you.
No, it feels really good and rewarding when you start to see who your tribe is, when you start to see who your network is and who your support group is, because it's going to be people that are not in your immediate inner circle. They're people that you've just met along the way, and for whatever reasons, their spirit connects with your spirit, their aura connects with your aura, and they support you more than your closest family, your closest friends, just because they've met you at a different level.
It's very true. So I know I said we was going to do a break. We could keep it vibing or we can do a quick 10-second break. Completely up to you, Tiff. So I'm down for whatever. I know we only have like a few minutes left on the topic. Our lives are not long. We only on here for like 30, 45 minutes at the most. But we definitely want to give a space and an open area to talk about the problems because we are solution-based business. And I think if we don't know, we don't grow. And if I'm not exposed to it, I won't even know what's coming. I was growing up hard-headed to a soft behind. They used to warn me about stuff, but I still wanted to see it for what it was. But at least I was a little bit cautious because I knew how to tread because I knew what was coming. So let's go into a commercial real quick, kind of talk about the show, and I'll come back on, and then I want you to kind of tell about your business again so I can kind of show your information as well.
Sure.
All right. So stay tuned with us and then check out this quick clip. We're back.
Y'all, I done be putting them little promos and commercials together. Okay.
We'll do a little something.
Y'all need some graphics. Y'all need some promos for your business. There you go.
I'm gonna put your information on the screen. Go ahead and let them know a little bit about you again and what you can help everybody with.
Yes, Tiffany TKO Overby. I am the owner and founder of TK Overby Business Consulting, where our mission is to build your brand and serve your business. We provide marketing services, social media management, website design, graphic design, everything that your business needs from a marketing perspective. I also do business coaching. If you are wanting to learn how to do your own website designs, do your own graphic designs, do your own social media, I can help you learn how to do that. Numbers on the screen, the website's up, so hit me up. Whatever you need, I got you.
Yo, our connection, we were connected while working with someone else, but we weren't really tapped into each other. It was like doing the same thing, but still separated. And since we've kind of tapped in, our growth, like, look, I'll be like, Tiff, hey, hey, you did this. Like, it's literally, you would never think we were in the same circle and didn't communicate at one time.
Yep.
So, speaking on a positive note, you can definitely gain a friend from working in business.
It's good. Like, I feel Jay was talking earlier on the radio show about a comfort zone, and I feel comfortable knowing that I have Autumn, that I have Jay, who are in the pretty much same industries. Our businesses do the same thing. Knowing that I have them on my team just gives me another level of comfort of when I'm going out and trying to stand on my own. If somebody needs something that I can't do, I already know I got two on the side that I could throw to right alley, and it's good. So I'm definitely collaboration over competition. We say that all the time.
I love the ability when we collab, we get to learn so much about each other too. So it's almost been a funnel where we've referred each other business. We've connected each other where it's like, hey, girl, there's something at the table to eat. Come eat with me. And it's been to the standpoint where Jay, it's just different connections altogether. Tammy on board, like,
Yep.
I don't like sitting at the table alone. So
Right.
if you're down to eat, and in the Rick Ross book, in the
Yep,
book,
that's our book. And what's that? That's tomorrow night.
I know. So Tiff got this, y'all. So I have to tell you about the connection of just being realistic and open and real. So Rick Ross got this book. You ain't got it. You need to get it. You need to read it. You need to tap into some people that are talking about it. It will put your mindset on a whole nother level. So she got this book club, right? We on a book club. She got goals that we putting together. One of the goals was you ain't bringing it to the what you got to go written down on you.
Dang. I got 50 million notebooks.
It was something to
It
the
was so
standpoint.
good.
Come on, Tammy. I know you watching. Put it in the chat. So it was something to the standpoint. Don't come to the table, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't ready to eat and bring something to the table.
Right.
Don't come sit at my table and you just coming to absorb and you ain't bringing to the table what it is. Because I'm looking to grow. We looking to do things. But the book is so transparent that we just been on it.
Yes.
Every Wednesday, y'all still got time. Tip, they still got time to join the group.
Yes, come on. And the chapters are not long-winded chapters, so you can catch up real quick. And then our girls put us up on Audible. If you can do Audible, then do that. But this is the book. Like, get on it.
I got a highlighter, and I've been highlighting stuff in the book. Almost feel like when I was like at church, something like that, you highlight.
But that's why I got my sticky notes. My sticky notes was really far in my book. Hold on.
So y'all, I can't express alone the ability to connect. Like connection is growth. Luke told me before. I was talking about attachment, but he said some real stuff to me. Y'all about to cuss for a minute. He said, Autumn, if you don't attach, you won't grow. You're gonna be at the same spot. So you have to have the ability to attach. So definitely.
I mean, and if you get to the point to accept that, attaching is what's needed to get to the next level. Sometimes you might, a leech might attach to you, and you just got to know, pull him off, throw the salt on him so he go on about his business, and you continue to move forward. Don't let that one leech, don't let that one situation, don't let that one person, that business interaction completely deter you from what you need to do. It's just a speed bump. Right on over it and keep going. Autumn, I wanted to ask you this. We were talking about it earlier, and this question came to my mind. And this question came to me because I have a corporate background, and I've done work in ministry and church ministry before, and this has come up. And I've felt like I know how I handle it, how I receive it, but I want to get some other viewpoints on it. We don't have to be friends for us to do good business. Agree or disagree, and why?
I agree. Sometimes depending on someone's personal life, it can take away the value of what you see in them in business. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, it's supposed to be a judge-free, zone. But I mean, we judge all day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just at heart, even though we're not supposed to. Right. So sometimes too in business, they do it at corporate America. Mm-hmm. They do it in everyday lifestyle. I know too much of what's going on, and that person has that type of mentality. They can judge and think I'm unfit to do the job. Right. When truly I'm 100% fit to do the job and know how to separate the two. So I do feel we don't have to be friends to do good business. I've actually done some awesome business with someone I'm not even friends with. Mm-hmm. I've done good business with people I have been friends with. I've also had some bad business scenarios with some of my closest friends too. Yeah. It's just, I think the level of growth of that person. But that's a good question. We should, can you put that in the chat comment? Yeah. Because maybe we can share that and definitely get some feedback and answers. But I'm willing to give, I feel like everybody deserves a chance. And I do believe in second chances too, because I was a definition of a second chance. Mm-hmm. Down from having bad credit, down to not from having the ability to do certain things. People gave me a second chance, and I made those second chances. To me, it was the value of what they gave me or what I had to make sure to kind of follow through. I was a landlord, and I rented a home. My tenant did not have the best credit. Nobody would give her a chance. I gave her a second chance. Mm-hmm. That second chance, she became one of my most loyalist tenants and was there 8 years total. Wow. So, I'm big on can't judge a book by its cover. Mm-hmm. And they do that to me all the time. I've been told single mom, I've been told, oh, she young, or, different things. I just sit back and be quiet, like, man, I eat this all up. Right, right. But that was a good question. So I'm going to pop up some things in the comments that came through. Your mom said she does that. Remember we was talking about highlighting? Yes. Doing about. Tiff, you got a comment on here. Wednesdays on here for the book or virtually somewhere else. This is Courtney. She's amazing as well. She's a one break. Girl, your NutriBurst is gone as well in the store. We out of NutriBurst that unsold. But Tiff, you may want to drop the information or how they can get in contact with you for the book club.
I will. I'll drop it in the comments. Would love to have you join us, Courtney. And it is virtually. It's virtual, but the last one, all the ladies undecided we got to get together and do something in person. So they're all virtual. All the book clubs are virtual until we get to the last week, and we'll meet up and hang out.
Wadeline said, "Hey, you need to get on this Rick Ross book, Wadeline. Like, no sleeping. You need to get on it. If anybody need to be on it, your husband and stuff need to be on that book." All right. And then this was the question that Tiff posted. We don't have to be friends to do good business. Do you agree or disagree? Right. And then mom left one. Agree. I can still work with you as long as you give me the respect that I will give you back. I've been there before. I know how to turn it off and how to really feel about you. Business is business. You have to learn how to keep it professional. I definitely agree.
Very well said. And I think about when I was in ministry, one of the leaders that I was reporting to, we just didn't get along. It was just two women, and we just didn't get along. No matter how we tried, no matter what we did, we just could not get along. And we got to a point where I told her, I was like, we don't have to be friends, baby, but we can still get the work done. And her response to me was, no, we should be friends. We should figure out how to be friends to be able to get what needs to be done. And I was just like, oh, I don't want to be your friend. But we can still get this work done.
The definition of friendship is often overlooked. I almost want to pull up the darn context definition, because sometimes really most friendships, people don't really honor what the definition is either. Right. I don't think they're familiar of it. So as business owners, think about the concept of collaboration or the ability to be an entrepreneur. Like, do we really own up to these definitions, or do we create our own?
Right. I mean, I think most people have good intentions. Um, it's hard for me. I'm very optimistic when it comes to people. It's hard for me to just think that you are just evil reincarnate uh, off back. You gotta do some real stuff. So I mean, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But where do you draw the line and just say, okay, this isn't working?
Yeah, that's me as well. Like sometimes I can be like, nah, I'm over. Let me pivot around this. Let me try it a different way. Let me go ahead and I'm like, nah, they really showing me their true colors. Like, okay, let me try this. Let me get this understanding. It's almost like you gotta kind of be committed to know your self value to say no, enough is enough. And the same way we do it in our relationships, this is another form of relationship as well. Angie said that
Absolutely.
she's been listening and she loved it.
Hey, Angie.
A friend, by definition, is a person who knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection.
Mm,
Keyword affection.
affection.
Mhm. Thanks, Angie.
That's good.
And the book club information is also posted in the comments, so make sure you tune in. So I want to leave with this guilty conscience. How often in business do we carry a guilty conscience? The guilty conscience doesn't have to be that you did something wrong, but it can also be in the form that you owe someone something.
Hmm.
It could be the standpoint of not being able to separate the boundaries, but it can also be a form of actually just knowing that maybe you feel you did wrong by someone when intentionally you didn't. How do
Hmm.
you, if there's no boundary and you kind of left it a dotted line, it wasn't solid, so you've crossed over, how do you separate the two, and are you willing to lose one or the other?
Um, the thing about balance in any aspect, you've got yin and yang on every cosmic thing in the universe. There's got to be a balance. And if you don't find closure, that balance is never going to be established. So whether you are leaving a business partnership, leaving anything that you've gotten involved in, entangled with, um,
Ooh,
you got to have put a period at the end of that, or an exclamation mark at the end of that. No question mark, no dot dot dot. It's got to be some type of closure for there not to be a guilty conscience.
Tip, that was an amazing response. And we need to be able to look back at this live because that needs to be a statement. Most people feel that there's a guilty conscience for them to remove themselves from something where they actually stay in it and they were already tapped out.
Right.
But what you said, that period and no dot dot dot, that was explanation itself.
My husband tells me, he says, when you when you are living in your truth and you have to tell somebody no, or you have to give someone information or something that they're not going to want to hear,
Mhm.
you've got to ask yourself, are you okay with living with this inside of you every day and letting that other person be free to do what it is that they're doing? Or are you going to allow yourself the freedom to unload, get to the truth, and then let that person deal with what it is that they need to deal with? You shouldn't be carrying a weight or a burden that is not of your own.
I agree. Sometimes when I include business, I don't actually go to give as much explanation of when it's time for me to sever and kind of move ties. I
Mm-hmm.
politely just say this is not for me anymore and so forth. And I just kind of remove myself because unfortunately there begins to be a situation where people have the true loyalty and the value of giving back and then ones that are not. Me telling you either determines a way for you genuinely to know that you didn't have those intentions to correct them, or
Right.
maybe for you to pivot to do it a better way so you can still do the same thing to someone else. So I just politely remove myself from it so there's no extra emotion on the other end, so it doesn't actually have any action. I think every action has a reaction and vice versa.
Absolutely. And knowing when to get out of something is so important in relationships. How long, how many years do you go with the wrong person? Same with business. You've got to know when to get out. How many years, how much time do you allow your business? Your business, I always say your business is like a person. Your business is a person. How long do you let your business stay in this toxic relationship? How long do you let your business keep getting beat up, beat down, going get all these bumps and bruises, and then you expect to be a millionaire? It is not going to happen like that.
Yeah, because your mindset ain't ready for you to handle no millionaire problems. Because we at ground zero. You
But
know, I
and
can't tell.
we got our own darn problems now, and we at ground zero.
Yeah, like, look, we got to be able to elevate to know, like, my growth is ready for everything I'm going through, and I'm really big on there's no L's, and Luke had to remind it to me in the standpoint there's no L's, there are lessons. But if I repeatedly do the same thing, yeah, then I did lose, you know, then I did really mess up.
Right.
But as far as I collect my lesson, I move forward, advance from it, and keep on building. So yeah, this was good. This was really
This was
good.
real good.
I
Yes.
like it because nobody's talking about it, and I think people need to hear it. We're transparent. We all go through it. So yeah.
No, we definitely need to start looking for those taboo topics, and just bringing them to the forefront in business. There's where the business industry, the small business industry, has such a huge boom, especially during COVID, because everybody had to pivot and figure out something different. And all these new business owners, even seasoned business owners, we can learn from each other. We can teach each other. We don't have to keep going around and around and around the mulberry bush when somebody knows how to cut through it.
Facts. Facts. Mom said, awesome job, ladies. Yeah,
Thank you, Mom.
we know next Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? We come back again. Because we did do that. If you have a topic that you definitely want to talk about, you feel comfortable, you don't want to put it in the comments, and you want to go ahead and message it to either one of us, please do so, because we're gonna bring it to the table. We're not gonna hold anything back.
Ain't no
And we hope, yeah, this creates a safe space where you know too to actually help your topic. Someone on the show will be able to actually help you with it. So Tiffany, you can definitely reach out to her. She's a consultant, a coach, myself, you know, same thing here. We're here to help each other and we're here to grow. You can't grow by yourself. If you thought you did, you were mistakenly wrong. We grow together. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you get to the next level. So we're here to connect with everyone. All right. So Tiff, you want to leave any final drops? Anything coming up?
Thursday night, we are having my husband AO Radio's first Grown and Sexy Thursdays. And we happen to also be celebrating my sister's birthday. So y'all come out Thursday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Escape Restaurant in Riverside. We're celebrating Autumn's birthday. AO Radio is going to be live all evening. Great food, great drinks. Come out, have a good time. We work all the darn time. So when it's time to turn up, it's okay. Let's do it. And then get back to work on Friday. Okay.
That was good. So we'll definitely put the flyer inside the comments as well. And then come out and celebrate. Thank you so much, Angie. Yes, I'm 38, and I'm loving no shame at all. So I don't come out often, and I'm definitely coming out to turn up live music, good food, good drinks, just to be around some positive people. All right. So thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all later. Bye, everybody.